In October 2015, CIA Director John Brennan in Virginia received a call from an unknown number. The caller sounded like a young boy who claimed to have hacked the entire CIA system. The call would have been dismissed as a prank if it had been made to an ordinary person. But John Brennan was the director of the world's most powerful intelligence agency, the CIA. Calling him, let alone knowing his personal mobile number, was a massive breach. This is the story of the two teenagers who hacked the CIA's systems and brought the American superpower to its knees. Who were these children, and why and how did they pull off this feat? Welcome once again, viewers of Learn Spear. When the caller was asked for his demands, he stated that the US should stop its attacks in the Middle East, particularly in Palestine, and let the world live in peace. Prior to the call, the CIA already knew their system had been compromised. The extent of the damage this hacking was inflicting on the CIA and the US will become clear as the story progresses. As soon as the call ended, the entire American government and the CIA sprang into action. Since a child had hacked such a massive intelligence agency, it was a source of great embarrassment for the CIA. It's worth noting that CIA agents consider it a defeat only if their identity is disclosed. For example, a Starbucks branch inside the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, serves coffee in cups with no logos or agent names, the reason being to prevent the cups from being traced back to the agents. This illustrates the level of precaution the CIA takes in the smallest matters, making the hacking of their entire system an unimaginable catastrophe. The hackers, Kreka and Default. The investigation began, and it was revealed that the call was made by a 15-year-old boy from Leicestershire, England, miles away from the US. This boy called himself Kreka and had established a hacking community named Crackers with Attitude. To understand how and why he hacked the CIA, we need to go back to the beginning of the story in 2008. In 2008, there was another boy in Virginia, USA, known by the alias Default. He was an avid video gamer. To win games, he started modifying the game's programming, easily winning by changing the rules of online games like Counter-Strike. Essentially, he created cheats. He learned all this from the internet. Default was inspired by the hacking group Anonymous, which had become famous around 2008. Anonymous often made headlines by hacking major websites to convey their messages. Impressed by this, Default began his journey into the world of hacking. Default started by hacking small websites, but soon wanted to do something bigger, for which he needed a hacking group. He joined a group called AnonSec. This group primarily engaged in political hacking. AnonSec used botnets, creating and spreading viruses online. Any computer infected by the virus would fall under AnonSec's control, forming a network of compromised machines called a botnet. As a member of AnonSec, Default had access to this botnet. He noticed a computer in the network belonging to a medical college in Canada. Default worked on that computer and gained access to the college's financial records. Discovering that the school was owed over $9 million in tuition fees, he deleted all these records from the college's computer. This first hacking attempt, done as a prank, was a success, crippling the medical college's entire system. The next hacking, however, was done in anger. In 2014, the Danish government passed a controversial law permitting zoophilia, sexual abuse of animals. This news outraged animal rights activists globally. Default, who deeply loved his own dog, was furious. He and his group hacked the official Danish government website and displayed a prominent message, questioning whether people knew their government allowed bestiality. Furthermore, Default used the botnet to attack and shut down all websites supporting the law. The hacking of the official website spread the news, leading to global condemnation of Denmark's action. The pressure was too great, and the government was forced to repeal the law the following year. Default had achieved his goal, but people gave the credit to Anonymous, which was the more famous group at the time. Default didn't like that someone else was taking credit for his work, but he persevered. Like other hackers, Default kept his identity secret, knowing the severe consequences if he were ever traced. He avoided using his home Wi-Fi and instead purchased a satellite connection installed far from his house, using a private network to access the internet. His computer was highly secure, taking 30 minutes to boot up, a wait he tolerated for the sake of his privacy. The meeting of Kreka and Default. So far you've met two characters, Kreka in England and Default in the USA. Before 2013 they didn't know each other. The turning point was Edward Snowden. Snowden, a computer intelligence consultant at the National Security Agency, NSA, discovered while working on a US government project that the CIA was secretly storing the private information and data of every internet user and using it for their own purposes without the user's knowledge. Snowden wanted to expose this secret, but feared the consequences in America. either being killed or jailed for leaking classified information. He took leave, went to Hong Kong and revealed the US secret to journalists. The leak caused a global uproar. People were angry that their data was being used without permission and that their movements were constantly tracked. This incident brought Default and Kreka into contact. They decided to teach the American government and the CIA a lesson, wanting the agency to feel what it's like to have personal information leaked. Default wanted revenge on the US for eliminating his people's privacy, while Kreka sought retribution for attacks on Gaza. Both shared a common enemy, the American government, hacking John Brennan. Their first step was to publicly release the phone number of James Clapper, the Director of American National Intelligence, which became easily accessible via a simple Google search. Next, they set their sights on hacking a higher-profile target, CIA Director John Brennan. Kreka started by searching for John Brennan online and found a public phone number associated with the American mobile operator Verizon. He called Verizon's internal tech support, posing as a company employee attempting to solve a customer's technical issue. To confirm the identity, the Verizon team asked for a PIN code, which Kreka had already hacked and obtained. After verification, Verizon shared John Brennan's personal details with Kreka, including his account number, backup mobile number, address, and the last 4 digits of his bank card. After calling James Clapper, Kreka's next target was even bigger, CIA Director John Brennan. He found out Brennan used AOL Mail. So pretending to be Brennan, he called AOL support and said he forgot his password. They asked for the last 4 digits of his bank card, information Kreka already had. Within minutes, he got full access to Brennan's personal email. Inside, he found confidential government documents, CIA officer details, social security numbers, and secret communications. Brennan soon realized his email had been hacked and shut it down, but by then all the data was already downloaded. Kreka began leaking the files one by one. Panic spread across American intelligence agencies, and the CIA was facing global embarrassment. Then came the biggest blow. The personal information of 9,000 DOJ employees and 20,000 FBI agents was published online. Arrest and aftermath. Kreka felt untouchable. But Default, living in the US, panicked. One night while drunk, he told a friend everything. That friend informed the authorities. The FBI raided Default's home and arrested him. During questioning, he revealed Kreka's real identity. Soon after, British police arrested him too. Their real names were Kreka, Kane Gamble Default, Justin Gray Liverman. Because Kane was only 15, he received 2 years in prison. Justin got 5 years. Both have now been released and are working in cybersecurity. Your thoughts, what do you think, right or wrong? Tell me in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.